We'll start questions off with Melina Gaspar.
Thank you. Hi, Coach. I wanted to ask you about Bixby, Smith, Menges, and Nelly, if you can give us an update about them. Thank you.
Yeah, Abby, Bella, and Nally are gonna be good to go for game time. Emily Menges is sort of had an up and down with this injury of hers, so for the foreseeable future, she's going to be in her return to play phase. She won't be getting minutes in the next game.
All right, we'll go back to Melina Gaspar. Go ahead and follow up.
Also, I wanted to ask you about the roster compared to All Rain. Do you think the fact that they have Fishlock, Kim Little now, and potentially Tony Heath for the next match makes them stronger than Portland? And how do you think Portland can level up the field in that matter? Thank you.
Yeah, they have some special players, and I think, like any game, you got to be aware of those special players. But I really have been very impressed with the talent we have on the team. I think there's a lot of talent for the Thorns across the board. So you've got some big names that have obviously arrived and are exciting for the Seattle fans, and I look forward to challenging ourselves against them. But I think across the board, we've got a team that is of equal talent, and I look forward to seeing what we can do against a strong Seattle team next weekend.
We'll go to Ryan Clark.
Hey, Rhian. Was wondering your thoughts on the confidence that the last game gives to this group, knowing that they were able to come back and get a positive result in a difficult circumstance.
Yeah, it was the first game for a lot of these players, and for those that wasn't the first game, there were very few appearances in general for the team. So to see them come out, like Shelby last minute starting keeper with the 2 COVID cases that morning, and it's a lot sort of the morning before, to watch them have a PK called against them in the first minute. And I mean, if you've rewatched it, it's controversial at best. To have all those things sort of working against you and just watch them play themselves into the game, watch them try and do what it is that we want to do as the Portland Thorns, to be on the ball, to have real purpose with what we're trying to achieve, was something that I'm very proud of, impressed with from this group. They are very talented. I think it's easy to look at the players that aren't here for us and list off the great talents that we do have, but the players that are hitting the field for us are doing so because they've earned it. They've been playing and working hard since the beginning of the season. They know what they're doing, and they've got that game under their belt now, and that wonderful ending. Who wouldn't have enjoyed that experience? Definitely a tie that felt like a win, and I think it'll give them a lot of confidence.
We'll go to Taylor Vincent.
I've got a little bit of an off-topic question. Euros started today. Who do you think's going to win?
Well, the job I had before I came here was for England and for GB. They have very good chance of being successful. It's a very talented team. France is always a strong team as well. They have, I think, underperformed in all major tournaments for a long time now, and they're going into this one with a lot of experience and confidence. So I think France and England are probably the favorites.
Thank you.
We'll go to Orlando Sanchez of KGW TV.
Hi, Coach. I was just wondering how you view this match with OL Reign, if you consider it a rival, how the team views it. Just curious about that whole dynamic, if you guys get up a little bit more for a match like this.
Yeah, I mean, that rivalry is not hidden. I think it's very good for the game. I don't think these two clubs have anything against it. It's great. The players want to beat one another a lot. Every game they play one another, and we played a lot of games already against them. And so I'm new to this, as in I've just arrived as the head coach, but I've totally bought into that rivalry. I have huge respect for Laura, but I want to beat her as much as she wants to beat me.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll take one last question from Melina Gaspar.
Thank you. Coach, in a year like this with qualifiers, I was wondering how the club manages minutes. Thank you.
with the players being gone for qualifiers and Euros, how we manage minutes?
Yes, and also including the fact that they have to play qualifiers and mini internationals, and also now that you have many players gone. And this question is related to the fact that we found out yesterday that big star Alexia Putellas, will miss the Euros, and she, according to Fifth Pro, is the player who has played the most minutes in the past 3 years. So I was wondering how the club manages minutes, knowing that this is a special year with qualifiers and also the club games. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the international game is a reality that, you know, we're at the club level, we're of course trying to win, but we also know that many of our players, if not all our players, have aspirations of representing their country. So when I think of minutes, there's of course really clear partnerships that are important, and people need to be playing together, but you have to use rotation, you have to use your depth, because there are these chunks of this season it's qualifiers, next season World Cup, then Olympics, then there's always something. So as long as the NWSL doesn't stop for international windows, we have to accept it as part of our reality, and we have to use what we've got as a full squad, not just the starting 11 or 12 or 13 or 15. We're looking at deep teams. They have to be there because the games that you play when your internationals are gone are critical for the success of the season. I'm not sure if I answered your question, but I answered a question. I hope that